All right, greetings, family. This is Professor Griff, and of course, this is On the Masses, right here on Black Power Media Reloaded. I want to say peace to everyone that's coming in, that's joining this particular show tonight. We're going to be talking about the reality check, the Gen Z reality check. All right, not necessarily checking young people, not necessarily but just checking where we are as far as our temperature is concerned, keeping a finger on the pulse of the people. Of course, you'll already know what I mean. If you're keeping your finger on the pulse of what's going on and how things are moving in the country, and then you see trends that kind of come up and people pay attention to those particular trends, then we got to understand the particular dynamic and most of the particular dynamic of it. We have to understand the outcome. I heard someone say that it might be CIA covert operation. Why does everything that black people come up with, all of a sudden someone comes along and say it's CIA? Why can't it just be authentically from black people and how we move and what we do? Help me understand that dynamic, please. All right. I want to shout out everyone that's coming on. You're coming on. A lot of times people get the notification late. Sometimes people don't get it at all. But anyway, in the event, however you make it here, you make it here. It's going to be a very interesting show because as I promised, I'm going to do a book list. So what I'm going to need everyone to do right now is you contact 3 other people, let them know that Professor Grip is on. You might need to get a pen and a pad, screenshot it, whatever you got to do, but get the book list. I know I said 13 books, but I ended up with probably 25. So yeah. Gerald, peace. How you feel? Good, bro. All right. Shout out to everyone that's joining me tonight. Shout out to everyone that was in the class the other night. Really appreciate y'all for supporting the platform. Shout out to Charlie. All right. Shout out to my soldiers that was on the platform. Gerald, B-Sun, all right, iPad 9, aka 7, Oya. Who else was on? A few other people. All right. Convo_in_cuts. Convo and cuts. Peace. What's good with you, man? All right. In any event, tonight we're going to be talking about the Gen Z reality check. All right. So I'm going to need everyone to kind of contact. Can you contact? I don't know. Contact 10 people and let them know we're on. Queen has arrived. No. Has Raviv. Queen has arrived. I know you're like Griff, you getting old. I know. Peace, Queen has arrived. I know she's like, damn, bro, you just jacking up the whole vibe. Anyway, before we get started, let me say this. If you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, I know things are going down in Charlotte. I know. It's kind of cold in Charlotte. Somebody poured ice in the drink, and ice is there. Okay, I got you. Queen has arrived. Peace. Shout out to my man Earl Holder, headquarters.com. Anyway, it's a meet and greet book signing this Saturday. All right, this Saturday in Charlotte, North Carolina. Myself, Professor Griff, and of course, Taurine Reed and Imwebe Shangi. I got it right. We're going to be in the building. We're going to be doing a small talk in reference to our each individual projects. We're going to be doing a Q&A book signing at Love is Love always. All right. It's a beautiful Premier Health and Wellness CMOS bar. Show up, get your vegan on, get your smoothies on. All right. It's at 10901 University City Boulevard, Charlotte, North Carolina, 28213. All right, Love is Love. Can y'all look up Love is Love real quick? Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where we're going to be at 7 o'clock. All right, the book signing and meet and greet Saturday in Charlotte, North Carolina. Are y'all jotting this down? Everybody tell somebody else to tell somebody else that we're going to be there. All right, Saturday, November 22nd, 7 p.m. Love is Love. Professor Griff, of course, Miss T, and of course, Imwebe. We're going to be in the building putting it down. All right. All right. In any event, I talked about the Gen Z earlier. All right, the quarter zip movement that's going on. And I heard back from a few people, and I've also read up on the a couple of other people's posts on what they thought about the quarter zip movement. All right. So they thought I was being, I don't know, too playful about the subject matter in reference to saying if that's all it took was for them to put on a sweater in order to change their outlook on life. Okay, well, yeah, we can look at it that way. DJ Sir Jinx, what's popping good, bro? How you feel? Shout out to Sir Jinx. All right. So I'm saying, if all it took for them, we was trying to get to the bottom of it the other day. We was trying to get to the bottom of why these young people all of a sudden now changing their clothes, acting in an appropriate manner. Maybe the dress code changed and the behavior came with the dress code. And I also said to a few people in Jinx, maybe you can help me out on this one. Having been junior FOI in the Nation of Islam, been wearing suits his whole time, when do we ever give them props? They was once in the street. They was once in the mud. All right. Have brothers and sisters, mainly brothers in different organizations, all right, that had a dress code that made them dress for the appropriate occasion. I learned it early on, all right, in reference to the dress code because I was in the Nation of Islam. I was in the cadets. I was in certain organizations that, you had to at least dress for the occasion, and learn proper etiquette and behavior and behaviors. All right. So I've kind of got all of this. But I'm saying now, for some of the people that was leaving the comments, we can't negate nor can we neglect the effort that some of us have already put in to help young people get to where they are. All right. Now, I answered one sister back and I told her, well, what is our duty and responsibility to these young people now? All right. What is our duty and responsibility to them now? All right. So I think we should kind of look at what we can do to get them young brothers, because it's cool. The exterior is cool. Once you look at a house and the exterior is fine, all right, then we got to go deeper in and we got to start looking like the wiring, the plumbing. All right. We got to look at the inside of the attic to make sure the roof is sound. We got to go look at the foundation. And I'm thinking these young people need us at this present moment right now. This is why I'll say, and I'll always say, it is groups like Public Enemy that need to be heard now. Brand Nubian need to be heard now. Poor Righteous Teachers, Wise Intelligent need to be heard now. All right. Queen Latifah needs to be heard now. That energy, that vibratory frequency that we was vibing off of back in the day needs to be heard now. Diggable Planets need to be heard now. All right. Some of the brothers and sisters that was coming up, that was good researchers and good lecturers and had, a very articulate that could speak to young people, need to be heard now. All right. Anderson from Indiana. What's good with you? Clear Vision Media. Peace. What's up? All right, family. So with that said, I'm gonna field questions as I go along because I want this to be interactive. So work with me, fam. All right. Okay. So I also said if it was a dress code, and all they had to do is change their clothes, where did the behavior come from? Where did they learn to just, and who is it that's selling these sweaters? Are they going to get these sweaters from black vendors, black stores, black owned companies that are online, offline? Who's getting rich behind this movement? I'm not trying to slow the movement down. Wherever you can get the sweater from, get the sweater. But I'm saying, wouldn't it benefit us if we taught them to support black businesses? So as the movement progresses and it builds and it becomes a global thing, yeah, there is a group, and maybe y'all can help me out. There is a group in the Congo. I forgot what they call themselves, but they have taken old clothes, resewn them, washed them, cleaned them, did whatever they had to do, ordered some, whatever, made some, and they are the epitome of fashion, not only in the Congo, but throughout Africa. Can somebody help me with the name of that group? It's just help me out. You can text it to me, email it to me. It's best that you text it or put it in the chat. I'd really appreciate that. So I'm saying all of that to say this. If it took me to change my behavior in the street and become polite and have good diction and good manners and a level of respect for myself, my people, my community, if all that took for me to develop all of that is put on a shirt with a collar, but because I put on a sweater and the quarter zip sweater caused me to change that whole dynamic about myself, imagine Ellis in Wonderland. What's going on? Locate Guy. Peace. What's good with you, bro? Guy, have you heard of the quarter zip movement? Talking about the quarter zip movement. Today we talk about Gen Z's reality check. All right. Peace. I'm trying to locate Guy. You never heard of it? Well, these brothers, YNs, I saw an article, YNs to young gentlemen. And what they're doing is they're changing the way they're dressed so that they can change their mind, change their outlook on life, change their diction, change how they approach things, working more with people. So these brothers are videotaping themselves dressing casual, and they say they don't no longer do Arizona drinks. They're doing Starbucks. They're wearing nice watches. They conducted themselves in a very respectful manner. So I take it with that said, I had a conversation about it the other day on my Monday night show, and I said I was going to talk about it today, but today I wanted to be able to equip, I hate using the word mentor, but I'm trying to equip you. Right, I'm with it, Guy. If it's positive, I'm with it. If that's all it takes is putting on a sweater to change your level of respect for cats like you and myself, mom, dad, uncles, aunties, your community, the world, beautiful. So let me say this. I said I was going to do a book list because I have to be able to arm the masses. I'm arming you with the information that you need to have. So when we sit down with these brothers, we can come from a place that's already rooted. The seeds are already rooted. All right. All right. So can y'all work with me for a few minutes? It's 8:17. Give me a second. I promise not to be long. All right. All right. In no order, the books I'm about to present to you is in no order, but this is a book list. And if you missed the book list, I have the book list in my book, A Warrior's Tapestry. This is the book that you see me present when I did the podcast with Nick Cannon for Nick Cannon's class. All right. Okay. Inside of my book, Of course, I pay homage and honor and respect to the elders and the ancestors that are in the book. Some of them I might talk about a little bit later on. Matter of fact, I think I will. But inside my book, as you can see right here, 21 behaviors. This is how you should conduct yourself, whether you have on a quarter zip or whatever. But them brothers, I respect them, and I look at them in a different way now because they're coming up out of the black hoodies. You understand what I'm saying? Which, you know, just has a kind of what's the word that I'm looking for? You see somebody in the black hoodie, what does it do? It has a kind of stigma is the term I'm looking for. Help me out. The Congolese group is called Sapiers. Thank you. They repair and upkeep expensive clothes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Clear Vision Media is on it. The Congolese group in the Congo is called Sapiers. Sapiers. They repair and upkeep expensive clothes. So they go get clothes that people have thrown away, remake them, repurpose them. All right. Yeah, it's a stereotype. You're right, guy. All right. Definitely a stigma. Sends a message, depends on your background, what the message is, but you know, people have to kind of, okay, cool. You show up with a hoodie, people are looking at you like, probably need to watch, dude. You show up with a quarter zip, with some nice shoes on, a nice watch. You understand what I'm saying? You got your spectacles on, you're presenting yourself correctly. Yeah, it just sends a different message. That's all. But in my book, I put 21 behaviors. I wrote this book primarily for Jegnas. If you don't know what a Jegna is, look it up. Jegna. Jegna. All right. So I put book lists, DVD lists. I even put the Black IQ test in here to check your IQ. Understand who we are not. All right. The law is only as good as those that enforce it. Griff's personal book list. All right. So I have a personal book list in here. I got a documentary list in here that the main documentaries that you should watch. I have a movie list in here, YouTube channel list. It's one of those books, man. It's to take your child through rites of passage. All right. Get the book. You can get it at www.professorgriff.me or just hit me up directly, 678-557-2919. 678-557-2919. All right. Leave me a text message or something, or just call me. Ask for Griff. All right, but that's the Warriors Tapestry. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna leave that book over there so I can get back to it. All right. Everybody got a pen and pad? Yo, Guy, you got a pen and pad? All right. In no particular order, but I'm gonna run through it real quick. All right. All right. Where should we start? I said the other day, and I held up a picture of Without Sanctuary. I have 2 or 3 copies of this, and this one, mine is jacked up because I have bookmarks in it. Whew, okay. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, mine's is kind of jacked up. All right. All right, so we're still going to get through it, fam. All right. This book is called Without Sanctuary. Are y'all writing this down? Oh, you have the book? Okay. Oh, you have my book. Cool. Without Sanctuary. You have to have this book. This book was put together and written by a gentleman who took the postcards that white people were sending one another. And these are some of the postcards that they were sending one another. Pictures of black men and women being lynched. All right. And I pointed out the fact that a lot of times when we were lynched, we had suits on. All right. We had Suits. All right. This book is called Without Sanctuary. I know it's kind of graphic, but this is one of the books you need to have on the coffee table in your home. All right. Look at the faces of this little girl. Look at the face of this little girl here. Y'all see her? Her. Who would bring their child, 7, 8 years old, to a lynching? All right. This book is called Without Sanctuary. All right. This is a must-have. You must have this book in your home on the coffee table. Next, I'm presenting these two books side by side, but hold on. I'll put my phone number on the screen in case you need to contact me and get the information. All right. All right. These two books you need to have. All right. The United Independent Compensatory Code System and Concept, a textbook, workbook for thought, speech, action, and for victims of racism, white supremacy. Neely Fuller Jr. Neely Fuller Jr. You have to have this book. This was Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's comrade. All right. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's book, The ISIS Papers, The Keys to the Colors. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. All right. Now that's 3 books so far. Y'all got these 3? All right. Next. Let's deal with these. Nope, I'm gonna do that one. That one's good. All right. You said not the white one? Well, you got it. Tawana. You got to get the book we call The Code. When you hear people online talk about stay on code, this is what they mean. All right. Come on, Tawana. All right. Take a screenshot of it or something. All right. United Independent Compensatory Code. We affectionately call it The Code. All right. Next 2. This is the book that you probably heard from Professor Griff because, yeah, a couple of years ago, I was the flamethrower, man, just like letting people know about this hip hop thing. But I was pulling my information from this book right here, the American Directory of Certified Uncle Toms. It's a list of all those individuals that sold us out, bootlicking, handkerchief head Negroes. Yes, all right, they certified Uncle Toms. Some of the people that you don't think is in here is in here. All right, you have to have this book. All right, the American Directory of Certified Uncle Toms. All right. Brainwashed by Tom Burrell. All right. Challenging the myth of black inferiority. Tom Burrell. I think it's the Burrell Agency that he put together. Damn, I got notes all over the place, man. All right, hold on. In the middle of Tom Burrell's book, I know my book. I done tore this book up, man. This is what's inside of the book. Gives you a basic timeline. All right. He goes through products, Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben's rice, how they use us to put on their products. All right. But it's to keep us in an inferior mindset, an inferior position. You understand what I'm saying? All right. This is Tom Burrell's book. Brainwash. Challenging the myth of black inferiority. All right. You got Brainwash, Mike? Mike Hughes, you got it? All right. Why do I have to be in a coffee shop with overpriced coffee? Well, don't get the coffee. Get some water. All right, what's next? How about this? Message to the Black Man in America by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Message to the Black Man in America by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Listen, I think I've read this book at least 5 times. Sat in study groups, debated some stuff, argued some stuff. Beautiful. All right. Get the book so you can build a firm foundation. All right. Black on Black violence, the psychodynamics of Black self-annihilation in service of white domination. Dr. Amos Wilson. All right. Dr. Amos Wilson. Hold on. You was trying to type real fast. Queen has arrived. I hear you, sis. But I got to move quick. Screenshot it, sis. Dr. Amos Wilson. All right. Black on Black violence. All right. You hear these stats, that these white supremacist stats that they're running down? Study Black on Black violence so you can get to the root. Don't hang out on branch knowledge. You got to hit root knowledge. All right. You hanging out on branches, you might slip, skip, dip, and bust your lip. All right. But nah. Study Dr. Amos Wilson. So we're going to stay on Amos Wilson for a minute. All right. And we're going to bring you the falsification of African consciousness. All right. The falsification of African consciousness. All right. Now, I wanted to go in to higher education and study psychology. This is why when I wrote my book, I called it The Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop, because that was just me. I got to understand how the mind works, because when I look at your behavior, I want to sit you down and kind of go back and trace back to where did you get that behavior from? All right. So I wanted to study the mind. And then I found out that the psyche is not the mind. The psyche is the soul. I said, oh, okay. Then I had a deeper understanding of things. So I had to read The Falsification of African Consciousness, Eurocentric History, Psychiatry, and the Politics of White Supremacy. All right. Dr. Amos Wilson. Okay. Staying on Amos Wilson, the development of psychology of Black child. I'm not sure if y'all out there and y'all remember this. I was in the early childhood program at Atlanta Area Tech when I first moved to Atlanta. Yep, I had to go back to school because I wanted to be the one to protect and educate children. That's just been my thing. And I think that stuck with me to this day. All right. So we need to understand the development and the psychology of the Black child. All right. Because the beautiful thing about all of us that are on here, once upon a time, we was a Black child. Most of us. All right. Okay. Listen, this next book, if you do not have this book, shame on you. Now, I got a belt that I bought and purchased from Guy that's on here, Locate Guy. So I can't take this belt off and spank you. It's not one of those kind of belts. This is a tactical belt. All right. But I got another belt I could use for that. I'm just saying to you, you have to have this book, The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. All right. The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. You have to have this book. When you control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his actions. And this is the thing that they did to us as a people. They controlled our thinking. They controlled where we worship. They controlled what we read. They didn't allow us to read for years and years and years. You start sounding too damn uppity, they cut your tongue out. You know how much, man, I don't even want to go into that history, but y'all know what I'm talking about. All right. Some of these books you can find on audio books, you can find online. Find them. But the thing is, do the research. All right. The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. All right. Can I ask y'all something which may sound a little bit embarrassing, but I need to know? What was the name of the man that started Black History Month? If y'all say Dr. Martin Luther King or Frederick Douglass, I swear I'm going to come through this computer. If you say Flavor Flav, I'm coming through this computer for real. Come on, fam. I see y'all typing. What you typing, though? Talk to me. Who was the one that responsible for Black History Month? Woo! The Pope has spoken. You're not going to answer that? Who started Black History Month? Thank you very much, Black Ice. Dr. Carter G. Woodson. Next. There's five researchers that are now ancestors that I need to give an honorable mention right now. All right. You have to get any book by Dr. Ben Yakinen. We affectionately call him Dr. Ben. You have to get Dr. John Henry Clark's book. You have to get Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. All right. Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. All right, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben. Hold on now. You have to get Tony Martin, Dr. Tony Martin. All right, Dr. Tony Martin. And for you deep thinkers, you got to check out the Diop. All right, you got to check out the Diop. All right, that's my honorable mention. And I have a witness. I've searched through every bookshelf in my home to find this one book, and I just cannot find it. But right now, I need you to write the name of this book down right now. I can't show it to you because I couldn't find it. You ready? How do you spell the last one? Diop? D-I-O-P. Check on to Diop. Diop. All right. Check out the Diop. Okay. You're ready to write this one down? Her name is Dr. Suzar. Dr. Suzar. She has a beautiful book out that you will stay in this book for at least a year. All right. Black Out Through Whitewash is the name of the book. Can somebody look it up real quick? Blacked Out Through Whitewash. Blacked Out Through Whitewash. Dr. Suzar. Thank you, Guy. Dr. Suzar. Blacked Out Through Whitewash. All right. Oh, man. Hold on. I'm slipping. I got to add this one to Dr. Amos Wilson's book. And this is probably one of, you see how thick this is? It's 1,000 pages almost. Blueprint for Black Power. The Blueprint for Black Power. Blueprint for Black Power, Dr. Amos Wilson. Damn, this book is heavy. This is my third copy. I stand to be corrected. It's 900 pages. All right. All right. Next. Y'all got Blacked Out Through Whitewash? Can somebody put it up in the chat for me, please? Dr. Suzar. Just Google her name, Dr. Suzar. All right. Next. Yurugu. Thank you very much. Door of L. That's check out the Diop. Urugu. All right. By my sister, Marimba Ani. I started to call her by her government name, but no. Marimba Ani, because I didn't meet her as Marimba Ani. I met her as, yeah, but we don't want to talk about that. Anyway, Urugu, an African-centered critique of European cultural thought and behavior. Urugu. All right. Okay. I think we how many books, how many we have so far? Can somebody give me a number? Can somebody give me a number? Or blacked out the whitewash, you said Amazon has it? Oh, okay. What are we up to so far? Can anybody tell me? All right, while y'all looking those numbers up, this brother right here has been a very intricate part of my life. We're up to 16. Okay. An intricate part of my life. He has 20 some odd books out. I have all 20 some odd books. Unless he put out one that I don't know of. But I buy his books because they're necessary. And then I buy the books because it supports the independent school that he has. And you should do the same. All right? Y'all heard me talk about both of these books in my lectures for over the last 10, 15 years. All right? The Sex Imperative. Imwali Muke Bumani Baruti. The Sex Imperative. If you heard me talk about the declining of hip-hop, all right, and the niggerization of black music and black culture and black hip-hop, then you've heard me mention this particular book, The Sex Imperative. You heard me mention Imwali Muke Bumani Baruti, The Sex Imperative. Okay. Nayan Sassim. If y'all say y'all never heard me talk about this, stop. I used to talk about this every day. Matter of fact, I used to read from this every day because it's daily. It's a calendar of revolutionary daily thoughts. A calendar of revolutionary daily thoughts in this book. So every day, a day. What's today's date? November what? What are we looking at? What's today's date? Are y'all out there? Where y'all at? Y'all sleeping? What you doing? Nodding out? Oh, Death Squad. Definitely don't call me that. Yeah, I got a YouTube channel. Where you been? Death Squad. Where you been? Do I have a YouTube channel? Killing me. So it's 11/19. Okay, the 19th. Okay, hold on. 11. Okay. November 19th. Any attempt to find some slavery related moral consciousness in the hearts and minds or psyche of the slave owners is an insult to those of us who are the descendants of slave. Gregory Wright. And then it goes on and it has an affirmation. I completely reject the lie of the good enslaver. I reject the lie of a good enslaver. Every single day, daily revolutionary thoughts. Revolutionary daily thoughts. Nayan Sassim. Imwali Muke Bomani Baruti. All right, next. What are we up to? 18? All right, that, and that all need to go together. 5 of them need to go together. All right. Number 1, Dr. Joy DeGruy, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. Get this book and get the study guide. All right. How else, if you get the book, you don't read it and you don't study, you don't piece it apart. Get the book and get the study guide. Dr. Joy Leary, Joy DeGruy. All right. The study guide is an essential instrument to providing a practical application of principles. All right. Enumerated in this book. Get the book and study. Next. We're doing this because we're trying to give those that are responsible and have close proximity to the YNs who are now young gentlemen, we're trying to give them something to study. So the exterior is looking fine. You handsome, your hair's got the antennas are up, you connected to the cosmic forces, you looking clean, presentable, you speaking well. Now we need to work on the interior. All right, here we go. The Psychopathic Racist Personality and Other Essays by Dr. Bobby E. Wright. This book looks thin, but I am telling you, The Psychopathic Racist Personality and Other Essays by Dr. Bobby E. Wright. If you cannot find the book, go to YouTube and listen to his lectures. All right? Listen. Raise the vibratory pitch of your thinking into the mind of God right now. And let's tap into that black dot. The African Origin of Biological Psychiatry by Dr. Richard King, MD. You know it's coming from a different place if he's a medical doctor. All right? But we need to talk about the black dot. All right? It might even be where Black Dot got his name from. I don't know. We got to ask him. Black Dot, the locus coeruleus, the doorway to the temple, the doorway to the soul. Ooh. Damn. Blackness, as symbolized by the black dot, is the seed of humanity, the archetype of humanity in and of itself, the black hidden doorway of the historical unity with one's ancestors and the cosmic forces. Damn. You know what song comes to mind when I just read that? What was that song? Mama used to say, take your time, young man. I don't know why, but I'm saying. Anyway. Yeah. All right. We don't need to stop, stretch, get some water. Now y'all good? All right, here we go. You have to have this book. And I would say this, Message to the Black Man, and probably Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's book and Dr. Neely Fuller's book. This is the four corners. Lay these out so you could your foundation. You got to have this book, though, The Browder Files by Anthony Browder. All right? You have to have this book. Dr. Anthony Browder, 22 essays on the African-American experience. Introduction by our good brother, now ancestor, Dr. Asa G. Hilliard III. All right? The Browder Files. And Anthony Browder came back with this monumental work. If you don't do nothing else and you trying to study history, you have to know this work. All right, the Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization, Anthony Browder. All right, all the lies that they told about Africa. We need to correct that in our spirit so we can pass that information down to our children. All right, start with this book, The Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization, Anthony Browder. All right, we're not that far away. Hold on. Hold on. There's another one waiting for you. Hold on. It's another one waiting. Hang on. All right. You getting your mental, intellectual food, but we got to do some physical food right now. You got to know and understand what you're putting in the body. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam, FOI, MGT. All right. We know how to eat to live. Book 1 and book 2. All right. Make sure you'll get that. Write that book down, fam. I think we up to 20-something now. How to Eat to Live by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. How to Eat to Live by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. All right. And here's my sister again, Dr. Suzar. Drugs masquerading as food. Drugs masquerading as food. Okay. Rashamela. Okay. Drugs masquerading as food. Dr. Suzar. Deliciously killing African Americans. All right. Silent, deadly, and delicious. All right. Next, African Holistic Health. And Dr. Melanie's book is too damn big. I couldn't even carry it from upstairs. Check out Dr. Melanie's book. But African Holistic Health. If you're trying to get your livid, not your diet, because we're not going to keep rehearsing that in our brain, our diets, your livid. Let's change the language, all right? You're trying to get your livid together, you have to have the manual to do that. What herbs to take, vitamins, minerals, aminos, recipes, for sexual potency, what herbs to take, what foods to eat, all right? Self-diagnosis chart is in here. Cocaine addiction, remedies, AIDS, anthrax, male cycle. Come on, fam. You have to have this book. If your husband or your wife is a doctor, ask them, have they read this book? I'm not trying to put anybody on blast, but I'm saying. You know what I mean? Anyway. Y'all already know. I don't necessarily. Hold on. Dr. Carol Barnes. I think Dr. Carol Barnes is a man, not a woman. But this book, it did so much for me, along with Dr. Richard King's book when he talked about the black dot, because this book talks about melanin. And I even wrote a song with America Sutton on Soleil's album called Melanocytes, which I think I let y'all hear that the other day. But this book is Melanin, the chemical key to black greatness. The harmful effects of toxic drugs on melanin centers within the black human being. Carol Barnes. So, brother. All right. Got to know about melanin. Y'all see what I was spending my hip-hop money on. Said your tour money. Anyway. Kersey Graves. Y'all know I don't talk about religion on my show. Rarely talk about it. But if you have to talk about it, I got some information to give you. Start with this book. World 16 Crucified Saviors, Kersey Graves. Would you believe before the Savior that you worship right now, there was 16 other crucified saviors prior to him? I don't want to get into discussion, but you following me though? There was already 16 crucified saviors. Anyway, the world's 16 crucified saviors, Kersey Graves. All right. I got to give my brother, two of my brothers, a shout out. Three of my brothers. Give three of my brothers a shout out. My brother, who I don't get a chance to talk to often, but if he's watching this, I want him to know that he's my brother. Chika Akor. Chika Akor got a new book out right now. If I can think of the name of it, I'll give it to you. But Chika Akor is a dynamic, intelligent, grounded educator, dynamic speaker. All right. If you have a young child or someone in elementary school or even in high school, all right, you need to get this brother's work. Let me see if I can see his book from way over here so I can snatch it if I have to. No, I don't see it. I don't want to run the risk of going over there and I can't put my hands on it. But anyway, you got to get this book, man. Parent Teacher Resource Guide. a treasure within. All right. I think Chica Core probably has, I want to say, 5 books out. Dr. Akua book is called, yeah. Got you. All right, let's move on real quick. I'm running out of time. My brother, Philip A. Muhammad, gave us this Willie Lynch's Newest Slave. All right, with special comments from Hakeem Green, Channel Live, and NY Oil. All right, Willie Lynch's Newest Slave, the Hip Hop Nation. All right, thank you very much. Cyan Coconut, you're right. I'm never selling out. We're not doing that. All right. Nope. All right. Staying 10 toes down with it. Anyway, Willie Lynch's Newest Slave. You got to read this book, The Hip Hop Nation by Philip A. Muhammad. All right. It's my brother. Y'all already know this is my brother, Black Dot. Y'all know I pulled from this book so many times. All right. It's been a cornerstone in me writing my book, The Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop. This book right here, Black Dot's book, Hip Hop Decoded. Make sure you'll go buy this book right now. My brother, Black Dot, Hip Hop Decoded by the Black Dot. All right. All right. I forgot to mention this, and I know I'm gonna have to get an extra copy of this for a couple of brothers of mine and Oya. A complete dictionary of supreme wisdom. If you've ever studied the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, all right. This is so dense and so, yeah, you see how small that font is, right? It is dense. When I say dense, like dense, but it breaks down what Elijah Muhammad gave us as far as the supreme wisdom is concerned. It's a dictionary of supreme wisdom. All right. Kenneth House. All right, what's up, man? I've been following you since 1987. I'm still in front of karate class. Okay. I got my 15-year-old who just became a black belt. All right. Reading Bloodlines of the Illuminati. All right, cool. Some of the books like Bloodlines of the Illuminati and that kind of thing. If anybody want, I got a whole folder of Illuminati stuff, conspiratorial stuff. If y'all want that folder, please text me at 678-557-2919. Make some kind of donation to the platform, and I can get you my folder. With I mean, it's like, you talk about so much conspiratorial information in reference to the Illuminati and that kind of thing, which I'm going to talk about next. All right. Wa alaikum salam, good bro. All right. This is the complete guide to the supreme wisdom. Lessons by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Next. Almost at the end, fam. I had the pleasure of meeting this gentleman, Stephen Jacobson. Very intelligent, very down to earth, very real. I've read 4 copies, not this. This is the newest one. The one I have is not even bound. You understand what I'm saying? But please get his book. Support Stephen Jacobson. Introduction by Anthony Sutton. Revised and updated edition. Mind Control in America. Go online on YouTube and put in Mind Control in America by Stephen Jacobson. All right. With that said, nope, I'll save that one. Wow. That's all I can say on this one is wow. The mystical, magical paths of the self and the not self. Paul Simmons. An introduction to Christ consciousness and the 4th dimension. The mystical, magical paths of the self and the not self. All the books by Dr. Claude Anderson. Yes, let me put that on the screen. Thank you, Door of L. Claude Anderson. I was getting around to that, but thank you for the preempted strike. All right. So listen, this brother was the same brother. I gotta go get it. I can't. I can't. I'm doing y'all a disservice if I don't get the information. I'll be doing y'all a disservice. All right. This gentleman that wrote this book is the same gentleman that put this timeline together. And family, when I got rocked back in my seat, I had to press the pause button, and then I had to hit the reset button and go back and rethink some of the things that I thought I knew. The mystical and magical paths of the self and the not self. There is two more versions after this. Book 2 and 3. That brother gave us this. You talking about a timeline? Oh my God. You talking about a history class? You talking about if you're homeschooling? Can you imagine going over this with your 7-year-old, 8-year-old, your 9-year-old? A timeline on Black people in history? All right? Before Africa was Africa? Come on, fam. And it show you when them other people came on the planet? Come on. Come on, fam. Come on. So shout out to that brother. We got some scientists among us. You have to get this timeline. Hang it up and just kind of go over the timeline with your students, with your child, with your son, your daughter. All right? You have to get the timeline. I mean, it's so long, I can't even stretch it out. I'm trying to roll it up on this end while I'm opening it up on this end. But you understand what I'm saying? I purchased 3 or 4 of these. They're kind of pricey, but I purchased 3 or 4 of these. And one right now is hanging up in Wally Mukebamani Baruti's independent home school. I can't roll it out no more. My arm's getting tired. But y'all got to get this timeline. All right? Now, let me give you the information. I don't want to leave you hanging. All right. Tag. HB timeline. Man. Information. Hold on. Let me go back. Yada, yada, yada. Whoa. Hold on. I like the way he did this because it's like a scroll. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on. There's so much information on this one timeline. You need one for sure, guy? Okay. Hold on. All right. I'm going to hold this up. Maybe everybody can screenshot the information because it's a lot. Let me show everyone on IG first. All right. That's the information. Paul Albina Wilson. All right. Paul Simon. All right. That's the information. See it? Hogarth-Blake.com. www.hogarth-blake.com. All right, everybody over here. This is it. This is the information right here. All right. All right. All right, coming to a close. The book that I read before I wrote my first album. I read the book cover to cover and backwards, up, down, flipped it, and it moved me so much, I named my first album Pawns in the Game by William Guy Carr. Pawns in the Game by William Guy Carr. I mean, it blew me away. And I'm going to be honest with you, but because of this book, this gentleman writing this information in here, this is what prompted me to name my album Pawns in the Game. And this is led me down that Illuminati kind of road that I kind of, it led me to a lot of things. So, yeah. This book, it's amazing how, of course, the autobiography of Malcolm X and those other books, you understand what I'm saying? But yeah, When I sat down, pen and pad, to put my album together, this was that book. And if you go look at my album, I'm doing the same thing on the album. I'm on the chessboard on my first single. All right, I appreciate you. Give thanks, man. All right, last but not least. Well, second to last. You have to get these workbooks. Altered images. Altered images. How they altered all of the images in Egypt to make it seem like somebody else built those pyramids. Somebody else built that great work. Books written in stone. But you got to get this book, Altered Images. All right. Of course, I should have said this with Dr. Hold on. I should have put these two together. Pardon me for that, y'all. I should have put these two together. The Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization and the Study Guide. They go hand in hand. So pardon me for that. Okay. Classical African Activity Book, Dr. Molefe Asante. All right. Dr. Molefe Asante. If you're homeschooling, you have to tap into Dr. Molefe Asante. All right. Whoo, man. My brother and my sister, Ashra Kwesi and Mary Ra Kwesi, African Builders of Civilization, a pictorial history of famous personalities from ancient Egypt. All right. Of course, Akhenaten. Yeah, just wow. Dozier, Imhotep. Yeah. Khufu. Teti, Pepi One. Yeah. Amenemhet, Amos. Yeah, sure. On and on and on and on. All right. Mona Troop. Walaikum salam. All right. We're at the end. Of course, I cannot leave out. Well, I should have mentioned this study guide along with Message to the Black Man. I'm sorry, fam. These two should have went together. Message to the Black Man in America by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the study guide. All right. So last but not least, your brother, Professor Griff's books. Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop and Symbology. All right. And I have a book out now. It's called The Birth. You can go to www.professorgriff.bandcamp.com and download it. All right. Or listen to the audio book of it, The Birth. But these two books I have out now. And these are the two books I'm going to be presenting this weekend at the book signing, the meet and greet in Charlotte, North Carolina. All right. At Love is Love Always. All right. The Premier Health and Wellness CMOS Bar at 10901 University City Boulevard, Charlotte, North Carolina. This Saturday, 7 p.m. All right, fam. Symbology, the Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop, Book 2, and Psychological Covert War by your brother, Professor Griff. All right. An honorable mention. Two honorable mentions. My ABC book for children. You are the song that you sing because you are the song you sing. All right. Last but not least, my brother, Supreme Understanding. Shout out, good bro. Really appreciate you. And thanks for hosting me at Timbuktu. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Black people invented everything. It's the last book, fam, because I'm exhausted. Black people invented everything. Did I say anything? Everything. All right, make sure you'll get this book. All right. Dr. Das, Supreme Understanding. All right. Oh, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. All right. I hope you were able to pull something from that. So please, fam, take this book list, start building your library, and let's talk to these young brothers out here, these YNs that are now young gentlemen. This is your brother, Professor Griff. I love y'all to life. All right. I will be in Charlotte this weekend, Charlotte, North Carolina. All right. At Love is Love. I'm going to come back on and talk about on Friday. I'm not sure where I'm going to be. Posted up somewhere, or I might be broadcasting from the airport. I'm not sure. But anyway, shout out to Black and Nobel in Philly. Shout out to all them bookstores, Brother Marcus down in Morrow. Shout out to Nia's bookstore, Madu bookstore. Shout out to all those bookstores that's hosted Professor Griff and carry my product, my books. Really appreciate you. All right, I love you all to life, not to death, to life. All right, revolution is not an event, it's a process. Salute, fam. Peace. All right, peace. Greetings, family. This is Professor Griff. I want to take this moment to thank everyone for supporting me in my efforts to raise the vibratory pitch of your thinking into your higher self. Thank you very much in my efforts right here on Serious Minds RNTV and Arm the Masses. All power to all the people. Thank you very much. If you would like to continue supporting, and if you are a new listener, please support by giving your donations right here on my Cash App, $ Professor Griff, and or go to www.professorgriff.me. Thank you very much. Peace. All power, all the people.